Hi everybody, Steve here from the Vinyl Record Mission with the results of my storage container vinyl record collection dig number 2. I'm digging through about maybe 450 to 500 records each time. And as long as I come home with something, I'm happy. It doesn't always have to be a, holy grail. We'll go ahead and get started. The first record that I brought home that I was super stoked about was this here. This is 24/7 Spies. This is 4 guys from the South Bronx, New York, back in 1989. And this is their first album, Harder Than You. And it's still sealed. You can see that? Still sealed. It's got the original, I don't know if you can see that, the original sticker on there. It's got 1989 on there. So I brought home that, not only that, but this is their second album from 1990. And yes, this is Gumbo Millennium. And this was also still with the sticker on there. You can see the price tag of that. Also has the date of 1990. And this is such a cool cover as well. This is also sealed, never been opened from that time period. So yeah, that was my second treasure. This was probably one of their most popular records. This is them again in 1992 after a short little break. And this is Strength in Numbers. Now, this is the only one that wasn't sealed, but on the label on this, it says made in Germany, pressed in Germany. So it is definitely a German pressing and in amazing condition as well. Got the original inner sleeve with it that I was super stoked about. And yeah, so these 3 were worth digging through 450 records alone. Next is a record that like I talked about earlier, finding records that whenever we do find them in the wild, they're just smashed. They're just terrible. You don't even want to play them on your record player. But this is one of them, Dave Clark 5. And this was one of the cleanest epic copies that I've ever seen. Original first pressing, mono pressing, and just absolutely stunning gloss on the vinyl still. And not really even, there's a few spindle marks on there, but whoever had this record took really good care of it. I've already dropped the needle on this thing and it was silent. It was amazing to hear the record like that. Next is a record that I told you about, the Straubs, that I discovered via Romuald. He's a Frenchman, a beautiful channel called French Vinyl Addict. Very, very much into prog and psychedelic rock and knows an awful lot about it. And this is deep cuts from the Straubs. He just posted another record from these guys on one of his recent videos and of his finds. And you can see this is the Oyster label on Polydor right here. I'm trying to get my fingers on there, but another stunning clean copy. Kind of a folk psych prog feel to the music. Very, very cool. And I'm not a big fan of this guy, but anytime I see this, Johnny Rivers, it's always beat to hell and way played out. But this is Johnny Rivers at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And this was an amazingly beautiful copy. It's a stereo copy on Imperial. And it was so pretty and so clean. It's got Whiskey A Go-Go, Memphis, Walking the Dog, Manipulation, Twist and Shout. He does a version of La Bamba that's pretty impressive. And It Wouldn't Happen With Me. So this was recorded live. It's got Joe Osborne on bass and Eddie Rubin on drums. And so I couldn't pass that up. And of course, whoever passes up a nice clean copy of The Motels. Yeah, that's a great one. And then this one, I've got Stomu Yamashita with Stevie Winwood. This is a really cool record. I hadn't heard it. I just took a chance on it, and it is really, really cool. It's kind of, I guess you could say slightly prog, but folky, poppy, a little bit ambient at times, but definitely a really, really nice listen. I listened to this already, and I really am glad that I picked this up. And this is on whatever that Island, it's on the Island label. And then anytime I see her, I pick her up. This was a beautifully clean copy. Yeah, Diana Shure, Count Basie Orchestra. And this album is amazing. It's a digital recording. Not always super crazy about them, but let me tell you something. It sounds like this orchestra is in my living room. This record is amazing, and it's so clean, still in the shrink. And yeah, I just had to bring this one home. So that was another one. This is really cool. Not the greatest sound quality. If you're in it for the listening, I wouldn't recommend this record, but this is Lead Belly 3 LP box set on Elektra. They put out some really great folk box sets, and for some reason, Lead Belly has seen some difficulty like being sold on eBay. Ryan said he had one taken down that he posted for whatever reason. But definitely a very historic record here with interviews and some of his great music. But again, sound quality, not so good. But these records were like mint condition, so I can really hear everything clearly without any static or interference. And then, who doesn't need some Boogie Nights? All right? Yeah, Heat Wave, Too Hot to Handle. This is a classic funk record from the 70s. And Boogie Nights is just an amazing tune. And again, when you can find it clean, it doesn't have to be a rare, monetary score. It just needs to be something that you really, really enjoy listening to and in as clean as possible state. So yeah, this is one of those things. The vinyl's in immaculate condition. Cover is pretty nice too, except for this sticker over here, but who cares? Not looking at that when we're dancing. And then a nice one from Jean-Michel.
I stand corrected, Jean-Michel.
Equinox. This is a really, really nice, clean UK pressing. This is also a very nice record to have, super clean, because there are a lot of quiet parts. And then a little prog for myself here. I'm trying to grow my prog collection a little bit. I wonder if Romuald will be impressed by my Procol Harum purchase. Probably not their greatest record, but still definitely a good one. Shine On Brightly. It's on the gatefold cover. Cover's a little shoddy, but the vinyl was out of sight. Really, really nice on the green A&M label. And then who doesn't love a good soundtrack? And this is a great one right here, actually from the 90s. And I think it was, no, actually this is from 2000, believe it or not. Beyond the Valley of the Brood. And if you like garage rock, this band on here, let me see. This is Chris Horn on guitar, Betsy Mitchell bass guitar, Crystal Light on drums, percussion, and Ash Gregory on organ and vocals. This album is amazing. I listened to it. I kind of got a pretty cool cover too. And the music's awesome, man. It's like total garage rock in the 90s. So I was really happy that I brought this home with me. And lastly, sometimes I buy records just for the cover. And cheesecake covers, yes, I'm guilty. That's one of them. But this is another one on Elektra that I thought was really, really cool. This is when Dalliance was in flower. I don't know. And it's a interesting record of like, it sounds like medieval, Baroque singing and tunes that are of the adult nature. But the cover just, that's a cool cheesecake cover. I love how back then they kind of left something to the imagination. Nowadays it's just let it all out, man. I mean, yeah. So anyways, this was a really cool little find that I just dug the cover for. And the record's in great condition too, if I ever want to listen to it. But that was it. That's what I found this time around, and I'm pretty pleased. Next week, we're going to dig into the 45s. I'm super excited about that. I actually bought a little portable Newmark just so that I can, I've bought enough 45s to know that you got to have if you don't, unless you want to sit there and look every record up to see what it sounds like on YouTube. This is just easy. You just drop the needle and in the first 10 seconds if that's the kind of record that you're looking for. And you can hear the good stuff right away if you've listened to enough music throughout your lifetime. So that's going to be exciting. So join us for that. Next week, I'll be doing a video on the 45s over there at Ryan's place. All right. Thanks again for watching. We appreciate your support, and please like the video. I know everybody says people who do that are ridiculous, and I'm going to ask you to subscribe and also hit the notification bell and share the video, all that stuff. Shameless. I'm just a shameless guy. I've been a salesman all my life. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time, take care.